Hello and welcome to the Heat Signature Daily Challenge. It is the 9th of April, and today we're bringing in 3 Foundry Officers while being seen as little as possible. We are tough and vindictive. We've got a hammer to bash around with. We got a self-charging Sidewinder, fantastic, as well as 3 swappers. We can just swap in on the first couple ships and Sidewinder around, probably. That's cool. Alright, we got heat sensors, shotguns, target fleas. Let's take a look at the ship. We could swap in directly from space, but that is a pod exploding hazard, so we'll probably dock first. And depending on how it looks inside, we could potentially just go through. Sidewinder will get us through that pretty quick. We do need to bring in, which does make it difficult. They're pretty far away from a window. Yeah. Yeah, last night I was playing around with seeing how long it takes to get away from a ship. Boop, 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 boop. And turns out it really doesn't matter which direction you leave in, it seems. Undocking and leaving with the pod always takes around like 3.2 to 3.3 seconds to get out, which is basically exactly what it felt like it was doing, just from how often I would get, just like the timings of how often I would get under 10 seconds and stuff. Let's see, if we swap in, we don't need your key, and then we can get out the window. But if we go through, we get a couple items. And I learned that the minimum, well, not minimum, but the most simple amount of equipment that you need to exit the ship faster than the pod leaving is just a slipstream and a single high velocity rifle. Yeah, let me pull it up. I should not do this. I should do this at the end. I'm low on time. All right, so if we went in, we could do like dash. We're trying not to be seen. All right, so like dash, sidewind to get this. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Get that, sidewind. Go around here, shoot, grab, sidewind. That's not bad. And that gets us 2 items. But then we also have to take out the target and drag him all the way down there. We're low on time, so I should probably just swap in. I'm not set on this. This could be a mistake, but I'll do it anyways. Yeah, I'll pull up the numbers of that later. I tested a few combinations. I can just sidewind out. Do I? No, if I had the key, then I could definitely sidewind that and justify that. But no, I'm just gonna go down. What did I pick up? Just picked up the hammer again or something? I'll try to remember to grab this hammer before I undock. All right. But yeah, what surprised me the most is that it just doesn't seem like it matters which direction you leave the ship from. It all takes about the same amount of time. I guess I don't think I tested going like straight forward in front of the ship, but perpendicular and to the back, it was all just the same. Drop them off. Guns, emergency shield, random kit, target fleas. All right, I guess that's just a testament to how fast the pod accelerates. And like just distance that you're going from the ship doesn't change all that much. I think it's probably different. It probably makes a bigger difference if you're using guns to leave, because the unique property of auto zoom. The unique properties of using guns to leave is that they don't have a maximum speed limit like the pod does. Let's swap to the swapper. And they are just right in there. I can just hop out, go, boop. And then it's kind of tempting to go back and loot, actually. If we go back and dock, we get an item. And then we go sidewind, loot, sidewind, loot, sidewind. For ship 3, we don't have anything that deals with shielded targets except swapping them to a more appropriate spot. That's tempting. First things first, we gotta shoot. If I somehow miss the pod, then I definitely won't, but yeah. We're missing a lot of stuff, and that's 3 items. That's 3 items. I can't. Oh, apparently I was bonked. I can't pass up on 3 items if it'll take 2 or 3 seconds. Alright, we get an extra swapper, a long-range one at that, as well as a shotgun. Alright, alright. I'm happy with this already. So yeah, we can just swap it. Do you save the swapping for late? No, I'd have to do the swapping now. I could swap with the target later, but then the target's not on the pod anymore, and that's a problem. Alright. Dash this way. Glitch trap, alright. That deals with our potential shielded problem. And still shield. Probably not necessary, but could be quite useful, and it's a no-scene day, so that's got its uses. Alright, we deactivate those and get in here, smash you, and oh, get a concussive gun. Sure, why not? Alright. That was probably worth it. Maybe. That was probably worth it. Maybe. But probably. Or it could be a curse, because the long-range swapper will make me want to swap in on a locked door, but that's not guaranteed. And so if I dock and then I can't swap in, then that's an even greater loss of time. Alright, there's armor everywhere. Although the target does have glitch dash, so they're easy to get to close to windows. Target flees, however, means target flees, and we have a glitch trap. Alright, alright, alright. Getting more worth it. Alright, telepad's usually over this way, but sometimes it's not, and it's over this way. Sometimes it's not. It's all the way back here? Okay. And there's no locked door to worry about. Alright. This is good. This is good. Oh, smooth. Smooth as butter with a hot knife. All right. Alright, so the question is, how do we trap in a way that ensures that it's just the target getting caught? Obviously, I could go over this way and lay it down, and it's very unlikely that they'll be going up there, especially if I make some distraction or something. We've got easy keys. We don't have a loud weapon. So swap doesn't do a whole lot. Just probably I can go down here and swap with one of you. Can I open this door? Alright, so I've got 3 ways to exit. I can go down here, save a Sidewinder. Or, so go down here, probably swap, then swap with you, then Sidewind up here, and that could be pretty fast. Or we could blow out an engine, or we could use the telepad. We need the alarm to go off, but that's going to be easy enough. We can't take care of people. So let's do a little thought. So Sidewind 1, swap, Sidewind 2, lay the trap, swap, Sidewind 3. I see nothing wrong with that except for the potential problem of them being a problem. But that'll probably be fine. And I'm gonna go ahead and set off the alarm. No reason for them to not gather around right here. And then we go boop. Do a little dash. And go. I don't know how I want to distract them exactly. You know what would be a really funny way to distract them? By sending them out the airlock. A newly created airlock. I like that plan. Alright, so dash. There's no way they're gonna go up, right? Yeah, there's no way they're gonna go up. Alright. Send you out into space. No way you're gonna get past that, but just in case, I'll lay it again slightly lower. Alright, so they're gonna get blown out. I need to remember to not swap with you, right? Oh, I did. Oh, I'm glad I thought about that. I'm glad I thought about that. Let's go down this way. Hold on. If you're responding to... Okay, I need to be... Alright, I need to be really careful about this. So if you continue responding to this noise... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I do not want to swap with you just in case, but you're also panicking, which could be just as bad. I think I'm just gonna throw this down here so that you'll eventually get distracted by it. And then we do a dash up here. Sidewind over here. A dash up here. And then all or most of you are gonna go out there. You might teleport before that, but it'll probably be fine. It'll probably be hopefully fine. All right, so the alarm's gonna go off pretty soon, and we'll just let it go off while we're leaving, and we go take a step forward, I guess. There we go. And we return to pod and go 1, 2, 3. Hop out, remote, and go 1, 2, 3. Match speed with this. Oh, and I just heard the people die out in space. That was with that little rat-a-tat. All right. 6 seconds. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Okay. Yeah, I think it was a little close. You could get through that pretty quickly with the swaps and sidewinds we had, and then shoot to get them out the window. I didn't even consider that. But that could have gone pretty good. It could have gone pretty good either way, but I'm happy with how I did it there. That was fun. All right, toss them in, and we submit. For first place, it looks like. Oof. 7-2 definitely got shot on one of the ships. Curious where that happened. Yeah, very nice. 24 seconds. 5.99. Yay! I guess he could have gotten exploded depending on what crates were. Yeah, that was a fun day. Yesterday, we had me in first place with 32 seconds and a 5.99. 7-2 coming up in second, Basil in third, Cassandra fourth, and Inky Block in fifth place, making up the top 5. Nice job, everybody. And so yeah, I was gonna talk about, let me pull up the little doc I've got. So yeah, it's about 3.3, 3.2 to 3.3 seconds regular. If you drift out the back of the ship, like you blow up an engine in the back and just drift out the back, it takes 50 seconds to leave the range of the ship. In case you ever desperately need to, I can't think of the only situation where that would be relevant is relatively relevant is if your pod got blown up completely. But even then you've got guns, so you'd go slightly faster than that. If you use a high velocity rifle without a slipstream, it takes about 6.3 seconds. High velocity rifle with a slipstream takes 2.92 seconds, so it's already under 3 seconds. If you use 2 of those rifles, it takes about 4.3, 4.4. And then if you have 2 of those rifles with a slipstream, my test got me just barely under 2 seconds. And then, yeah. Automatic shotguns were not fast enough by themselves. Even with slipstream. Well, that slipstream is because I was using a 16-round shotgun. Quick shotgun with a slipstream is like 4 seconds. Super shotgun by itself is 8 seconds. 18 super shotguns with a slipstream were only 4.46. I was surprised super shotguns have a noticeably lower knockback than the high velocity rifle. I assumed that they would be the same. But yeah, more tests to be done there. And of course, that's not taking into account shooting a whole bunch of guns all at once, but high velocity rifles are the major player there. But yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you tomorrow.